I'm not surprised when prominent, popular, non-biblical pastors fall. What do you expect? It's inevitable. When they're corrupted, if not morally corrupted, in the sexual area, where they're corrupted in the financial area, which nowadays is okay. You can have your own jet.
In this powerful and deeply personal message, John MacArthur opens up about some of the most challenging seasons of his life and ministry. Through trials, opposition, and moments that tested his faith, he discovered truths that every believer needs to hear today. But what exactly happened during those difficult moments? And what lessons can we learn from his journey that may strengthen us in our own struggles? Stay with us until the very end to hear this inspiring story. And as you watch, share your thoughts in the comment section below. We'd love to hear from you.
I'm as human as anybody else with all the impulses that anyone has that's human. I'm sure I've been a target. I could tell you stories about amazing events in my life where I was literally put in positions of shocking compromise, found myself in situations where one might succumb to some temptation, whether it was financial or whatever. So what guards me? Well, I have only one source that guards me, and that's the sanctifying work of the Word. What did David say? Your Word have I hid in my heart that I might not what? Sin against you. I'm not surprised when prominent, popular, non-biblical pastors fall. What do you expect? It's inevitable. When they're corrupted, if not morally corrupted, in the sexual area, where they're corrupted in the financial area, which nowadays is okay. You can have your own jet and live high off the hog and flaunt your money because the gospel has been married to American consumerism. It's an interesting marriage. So how do you protect yourself? I would say if I never preached a sermon, I would thank the Lord forever for the life that I've been able to live every week of my life studying His Word, if I never preached a sermon, because of the sanctifying work of the Word in my life. Can I tell you the benefit of it? 4 children that love Christ, who married 4 who love Christ, 15 grandchildren who love Christ and profess Christ all the way down to 9 years of age. All of them in our church, all of them, I'm baptizing my way through them, down the ranks. Why? Because there's a confidence that what Grandpa preaches is what he really believes, and it's the truth. And it's undergirded by a mass of people at Grace Church who have influenced their lives. What makes for a happy old age? That. The grace of Christ manifest and visible in the people who are most intimately connected to your life. I hate to hear stories about pastors who lose their kids to the world and to Satan. I mean, it's a heartbreak. It's a terrible tragedy. I certainly have prayed and continue to pray for the salvation of my family and families of those around me and the families in our church. But one thing I know for sure is this, that I have to be the standard because they're going to follow my faith. They're going to follow my faith. And they should, right? That's what the church is told to do in the book of Hebrews, to follow the faith of the elders. So the sanctifying work of the Word, if you never preached, or if your preaching was never heard by many people, and then some of you will end up in a wonderful, blessed ministry with a small group of people, and you may wonder as you go along, it seems as though this was a meager amount of folks. But if you live a life in the Word of God and you work diligently to prepare the best that you can with the depth that you should to give even to a small flock of people, the sanctifying grace of Christ will make your life joyful and fruitful. And you may not have the numbers that some others have, but who knows what 1 or 2 people might come out of that church that God will use in ways you could never even imagine. It's never about the number, it's about the individuals. Some of the greatest and most faithful preachers in history preached to small congregations in very obscure places. And you can't chase that illusion of popularity as if that's the validation of your ministry. It really isn't. And somebody came to Moody one time in Chicago and said, I have a complaint, sir. And Moody said, what's your complaint? He said, well, my congregation's too small. And Moody said, well, maybe they're as large as you'd like to give account for in the day of judgment. That's the right answer. So wherever God places you, take the opportunity, the privilege to be in the Word of God for the sanctification of your own life, and God, I promise you, will use a sanctified life. What is worse is to be an unsanctified, quote-unquote, pastor in a mega church. That's a contradiction. That's a disaster.